Hola, buenas tardes a todos y muchísimas gracias por vuestro interés en esta beca Fulbright en colaboración con William and Mary para hacer un MBA en este college, que es el segundo más antiguo de Estados Unidos después de Harvard, lo cual es mucho decir. Tenemos aquí con nosotros a Amanda Barth, que es representante de William and Mary, luego se va a presentar ella con más detalle, y también a Natalia Pinel y a Mario Díaz Madrid, que son los dos estudiantes en este momento del MBA de William and Mary a través de esta beca Fulbright. También estamos Linnea Monzón y yo, Victoria, que somos de la comisión Fulbright, ¿vale? Con la cual estamos representados las dos partes de este convenio. Queríamos deciros que esta presentación va a ser bilingüe. Nuestra parte va a ser en español, la parte de Amanda va a ser en inglés y la estamos grabando, de manera que mañana pasado, cuando la hayamos editado, la colgaremos en la página web de www.fulbright.es en la pantalla resumen de esta convocatoria, que es la convocatoria de ampliación de estudios en Estados Unidos. La beca concreta de William and Mary está incorporada dentro de esta convocatoria conjunta. El formato de la presentación es un webinar, con lo cual los asistentes nos podéis ver y oír a los ponentes, pero vosotros solo podéis comunicaros a través del cajetín de preguntas y respuestas. Vamos a hacer toda la presentación de una vez y luego al final haremos un Q&A para ir contestando todas vuestras dudas. ¿De acuerdo? Pues vamos allá. Una brevísima descripción de Fulbright, porque también en la página web de ampliación de estudios en Estados Unidos de www.fulbright.es tenéis grabadas las sesiones generales sobre este programa. Entonces ahí podéis encontrar más datos sobre lo que es Fulbright, lo que hacemos, ¿vale? Entonces ahora vamos a dar unos breves pinceladas para luego dar paso a William and Mary. Entonces, simplemente mencionar que Fulbright llega funcionando desde 1965, 1958 estoy yo era, es un programa de Estados Unidos con el resto del mundo binacional, o sea, en nuestro caso, España con Estados Unidos con España. En España es un programa conocido, pero en Estados Unidos es el programa más reconocido y más prestigioso de todos los programas de intercambio, con lo cual ir a Estados Unidos con una beca Fulbright marca una diferencia. Además, siempre decimos que somos más que una beca porque no nos limitamos a dar un dinero, sino que hacemos un acompañamiento desde el primer momento, incluso a través de nuestra asesoría académica o Education USA, que da información absolutamente gratuita, objetiva e imparcial sobre estudios universitarios en Estados Unidos, ¿vale? Hasta luego, cuando conseguís la beca, siempre hay una persona de contacto para vosotros en la comisión. Os ayudamos con la admisión de las universidades en caso de que queráis pedir no específicamente esta beca, que también os ayudamos con ella, pero está ya acordado, digamos. Si os da la beca es muy fácil conseguir la admisión en William and Mary, porque ya nos preocupamos nosotros de que cumpláis los requisitos que ellos necesitan. Y desde el primer momento, ya os digo, os acompañamos. Antes de ir a Estados Unidos hay unas jornadas de orientación presalida, en la que podéis conocer a todos los becarios Fulbright españoles que van a Estados Unidos. También os ayudamos con la gestión de visados, que es mucho más sencillo siendo Fulbright, porque dependemos del gobierno de Estados Unidos, así como del gobierno de España. Luego también en Estados Unidos hay unos Gateway Orientations, o unas jornadas de orientación también ya al llegar allí, que se reúne con más de 250 estudiantes Fulbright de todo el mundo que empiezan la aventura como vosotros. A lo largo del año se organizan unos Enrichment Seminars que ya se concentran en temas específicos que os pueden interesar y que vosotros elegís dónde vais. Y, por supuesto, en Estados Unidos, aunque nosotros desde la comisión seguimos siempre en contacto con vosotros, tenéis también una red de apoyo, tanto institucional, a través de nuestra agencia colaboradora en Estados Unidos, como social, cultural, a través de las asociaciones de becarios que funcionan allí y de toda la red de Fulbrighters, que en general os dan muchísimas oportunidades de hacer networking profesional, social y cultural. Y luego, por supuesto, después de la beca, también existen las asociaciones de becarios con las que podéis seguir en contacto. En cuanto a los programas de becas que ofrecemos, Fulbright ofrece todo el abanico una vez que se ha obtenido el grado. ¿Vale? Tenéis los programas para hacer máster o doctorado en Estados Unidos, dentro del que está este programa concreto con William and Mary. Tenéis también para hacer ampliación de estudios artísticos, para hacer investigación predoctoral, investigación postdoctoral, para hacer lectorados de español en Estados Unidos, ¿vale? O sea, prácticamente todo lo que queráis hacer os lo podemos ofrecer y está todo en nuestra página web. Y como somos binacionales y funcionamos en los dos sentidos, también hay becas para estadounidenses que quieran venir a España y para instituciones españolas que quieran colaborar de alguna manera con Estados Unidos. En cuanto a nuestra página web, todo empieza en www.fulbright.es. Por favor, Fulbright con una sola L, porque es el apellido del senador J. William Fulbright que creó este programa originalmente. ¿Vale? Y aquí, como veréis, tenéis una parte central con unos cajetines que están resaltados en diferentes colores. Los que están en color naranja son las becas que están dirigidas a españoles. En este momento veis que la primera de todos es la ampliación de estudios para máster o PhD, dentro de la que se engloba el programa de William and Mary, del que ahora vamos a hablar. Si pincháis sobre ella, iréis a la página resumen de esta convocatoria, desde donde podéis iniciar la solicitud. ¿Vale? De todas formas, antes de pasar, simplemente deciros que también en la parte inferior veis que en la parte izquierda hay una señalética que pone quienes estudian en los Estados Unidos. A través de ahí podéis contactar con la asesoría académica si queréis información más general sobre estudios en Estados Unidos. Y luego en el calendario de sesiones informativas, que está a continuación, podéis ver todas las sesiones que vamos haciendo, tanto de asesoría académica, que pueden ser sobre temas específicos, sobre másters en Derecho o MBAs, tal, como las becas específicas de Fulbright. Y esto es todo, ya no me voy a enrollar más, le dejo la palabra a Linnea, que os dice unas pinceladas sobre la beca concreta.
Hola, hola. Voy a hablar de esta beca con un poco más de detalle. Como sabéis, esta es una beca conjunta Fulbright, William and Mary para hacer un máster en Business Administration full time. Y no es para comenzar este próximo curso, sino el curso 2024-2025. Tiene 2 años de duración. Y la convocatoria está abierta ahora mismo. Es imprescindible completar y enviar la solicitud electrónica no más tarde del 11 de abril a las 12 de la noche, hora peninsular de España, ¿vale? O un poquito mejor si lo hacéis antes, por favor, porque si hay cualquier problema con el sistema, pues si no se cumple con este plazo, se queda fuera del proceso. Así que, por favor, hazlo con un poquito más de antelación también. Y luego se ha entregado toda la solicitud, menos el quinto parte que vais a ver también dentro. Se cuenta con 10 días adicionales hasta el 21 de abril para entregar las cartas de referencia y otra documentación de apoyo, por ejemplo, expediente, exámenes de inglés y todo eso. Bueno, ¿cuáles son los requisitos del programa? Uno, hay que tener nacionalidad española, no se puede tener doble nacionalidad española y estadounidense. Luego, en cuanto a la titulación, debéis haber recibido el título superior entre enero de 2016 y septiembre de 2023. También hay que tener un excelente conocimiento del idioma inglés. Esto se puede demostrar mediante uno de los exámenes aceptados. Uno es el TOEFL, Internet Based Test. Para el TOEFL hay que tener una puntuación mínima de 97. Luego también se acepta el IELTS, Academic Version Test. Para eso hay que tener una puntuación mínima de 7. O el Duolingo, lo cual hay que tener una puntuación mínima de 120. La validez de cualquier de estos exámenes es a partir de 1 de enero de 2021, ¿vale? Antes de solicitar ese programa, si no tenéis ya un examen de uno de estos, recomendamos nosotros que hagáis el Duolingo, ya que es el menos costoso, desde luego. Y luego, si tenéis la beca, podemos ofreceros un voucher para poder hacer los otros exámenes, ¿vale? Luego, aunque no es un requisito presentar un GMAT o un GRE, que son otros 2 exámenes, creo que ya habéis oído de estos. No es necesario, pero tener una puntuación alta en estos exámenes eleva la candidatura, ¿vale? Entonces, siempre es buena idea tenerlo si se puede. También recomendamos tener 2 años de experiencia profesional previa, pero no es un requisito del programa tampoco. En cuanto a la dotación de la beca, tenéis en la beca Fulbright tenéis el estipendio mensual, que son $2.500 al mes. Esta cantidad está pensada para cubrir completamente tus gastos de alojamiento, los gastos diarios generales como estudiante, ¿vale? Luego, para las matrículas y tasas, esta beca es la más completa de las que ofrecemos de cara al estudiar en William & Mary. ¿Por qué? William & Mary ofrece exención total de matrícula durante los 2 años del programa MBA y luego Fulbright cubre las tasas. Es una muy buena oportunidad de estudiar allí, ¿vale? También se puede conseguir una beca general para estudiar otros cursos en William & Mary. Y en este caso, pues la matrícula cubre un máximo de 35.000 al año y se trata de esto es si se trata de un programa de más de 12 meses o si la duración de la estancia es menos que 12 meses, ofrece unas matrícula y tasas hasta $40.000. Luego también la beca ofrece una bolsa de viaje de ida y vuelta y gastos varios de primera instalación, que son $1.300. Y en el caso de que luego asistéis un curso preacadémico, pues esta bolsa de viaje es un poquito más, que son $1.600. También ofrecemos un seguro médico y de accidentes que se llama ASPE. Y, por supuesto, todos los servicios de Fulbright. También contáis con todo el apoyo y la amplia red que ofrece Fulbright, ya que Victoria ha mencionado. Bueno, pues por ahora hemos hablado un poco de parte de Fulbright. Muchas gracias a todos vosotros por acompañarnos hoy y gracias por vuestro interés en la beca. And now we are going to have the pleasure to hear from Amanda Barth, MBA Admissions, the Assistant Dean of the MBA Admissions at the Raymond A. Mason School of Business at William & Mary, who will tell us more about the business school and the specific MBA program at William & Mary.
Muchas gracias, Linnea. I'll be speaking in English for this portion, but I'll try to make sure that I'm clear. It is a pleasure to be with you all. Once again, I'm Amanda Barth, and I've served as Assistant Dean of MBA Admissions here at the Raymond A. Mason School of Business for almost 15 years. So it is a pleasure to work with our talented Fulbright scholars from around the world, and especially our talented scholars from Spain. In addition to being the lead for MBA admissions here, I'm also an alumna of William & Mary. Like you, I pursued graduate school back in 2004 and graduated from William & Mary's School of Education in the Education Policy, Planning, and Leadership program in 2006. So I enjoy having the ability to articulate what a traditional graduate experience is like here at William & Mary, because I lived it, and I really enjoy helping students to find their home here on campus at William & Mary. I'm going to spend the next several minutes talking a little bit about the structure of our MBA program and what you can expect through the admissions process. First of all, I'm sure that Natalia and Mario will tell you that our admissions team works very hard with you through your application process and your journey. We're here to support you if you have any questions during the application process. Linnea gave a very nice overview of the requirements that we're looking for, but we want you to be your authentic self when you apply. We're looking for professional MBA applicants who are willing to come into our learning community to contribute to the classroom conversation. We think Spain is such an important country in terms of contributing the European perspective, and I know that our students greatly value their classmates, Natalia and Mario, and their contribution to the learning experience. In addition to Spain, we have students from over 30 countries in our MBA program. So you'll be joining a family of very diverse students from all around the world. About 40% of our students are from international destinations. In total, we bring in about 110 MBAs into each cohort. And then we separate you into smaller learning groups and smaller cohorts of about 55. The learning community and the classroom environment is very intimate. You will get to know your professors, who are top ranked here at William and Mary. And more importantly, you'll get to know all of your classmates. Natalia and Mario will speak to you a little bit later about the learning community, their classmates, and what the day-to-day is like here. But I can assure you it's a really exciting and vibrant learning experience. In terms of the two-year structure, let's talk a little bit about what the academic course of study will look like for you. We divide the program into 2 years. So in year one, you'll be entering what we consider an academic core curriculum in business. We divide the 1-year core into 4 sessions, session A, B, C, and D. Right now, Mario is finishing up session C. Each session is built so that the classes interlink, and what you learn in, for example, session A will contribute to your learning and your classwork in session B. Each segment prepares you to have the strongest core foundation in business possible. Something unique about our core curriculum here at William and Mary is that we're very quantitative in our MBA core. So as Natalia experienced, when you go out for your summer internship, and as you compare yourself to MBA colleagues from other programs, you'll be able to very proudly say, William and Mary really taught me the strongest fundamentals in finance, accounting, in data analysis, and business analytics. So we find that our students are very well prepared on the quantitative side. But another unique feature in the first year core is our approach to leadership development. We feel that we are teaching our students to become principled business leaders with the highest level of business ethics and standards. And the way that we teach leadership in year one is through a class called the Principled Professional. In that class, not only do we teach you how to navigate and to work with your learning team, but we assign 2 executive partner coaches. You're probably thinking, what's an executive partner? Well, an executive partner is a member of a 100 group organization here at the business school at William and Mary. They are 100 retired and semi-retired senior executives. They have all served in the C-suite during their career. But now that they're settled in Williamsburg, they volunteer their time here at the business school to mentor and to coach our students. This program is actually going into its 25th year in 2023, and we'll be having some wonderful celebrations to commemorate the EP's 25th year. But the value add back to our students is truly priceless. There is no other program in the United States where you are paired with an executive partner to take you through a coaching and mentorship experience. And better yet, you have access to the entire pool of executive partners. So as Natalia and Mario have experienced, they have their 2 coaches that work with their learning team, but they have access to the entire database. So as Natalia was prepping for her internship at Mattel, she could work with an EP for a mock interview or ask an EP about what the marketing industry looks like. And now as Mario is working through his deliverables in the Principled Professional class, he can get advice from executive partners who've been in an industry that he might have interest in joining. So this is really a quite unique feature. It is the defining feature of our MBA program, and it's in addition to William and Mary's very robust alumni network. So a really precious opportunity to learn from the best. The final point about year one is we place a lot of emphasis on graduate career management. Now, sometimes schools say graduate career management is up to you. It's your journey, but not here at William and Mary. We think it's important that you have a team that partners with you as you're navigating your career exploration and really determining the right summer internship and post-MBA job. So our GCMC team has a class that they deliver in year one that ensures that you're keeping up with the week-to-week of your professional development the same way that you're keeping track of your academic development. I absolutely adore our Graduate Career Management Center. They are available for our students on site. They're available virtually. They take our students to national career fairs, and they are a sounding board as our MBAs are really trying to grapple with how you take this new knowledge and apply it to the MBA market. They're also quite knowledgeable about the challenges that our global students face for finding employment in Europe and for finding employment potentially in the United States. They really understand that delicate balance as students are looking to achieve their goals and objectives. And they also offer career services for life. So in another decade after Natalia graduates, if she's trying to manage that next jump into the C-suite as the chief marketing officer, she can always call home to William and Mary and work with a career advisor even 10 years from now. So GCMC is so very important here at William and Mary. In the break between year one and year two, I'm going to let Natalia talk a little bit about her internship, so I won't talk about that. But our students do go out to intern, and then they come back to us for the second year of MBA study. And that's where our students will choose a specialization in the program. They can choose between business analytics, finance, supply chain, marketing, consulting, and also innovation and entrepreneurship. New to the Mason School, we have designated our programs in finance, business analytics, and supply chain as STEM designated MBA tracks. So any student that is studying finance, business analytics, and supply chain can qualify for STEM opportunities for hiring in the United States. But a wonderful course of study that gives our students the ability to go a little deeper into an area of expertise. And what I like about the structure, and I know our students appreciate, is that you don't have to know the answer to your specialization today. You have the first 3 sessions in year one to figure it out. And when you come back to us in year two, then you specialize. Our students will go through a rigorous program in the first semester of the second year called Career Acceleration Modules. They're intensive immersions into finance, big data analytics, and marketing, a wonderful way to round out your exposure to those areas. And then they will take a menu of electives in their area of interest. So it might be more coursework in financial markets. It might be coursework in brand management. It might be coursework in strategy and consulting. But the second year is where our students determine the right course of study to fulfill their specialization. In addition, they're very eager to start to learn all the knowledge they've gained. So we put our students through a field consultancy program in year two. And the field consultancy is a wonderful opportunity for Fulbright scholars to work with an American company. So we have about 10 companies that are regional in our area here in Williamsburg that work with our students on business problems. They're real business problems. This is not a simulation. And our students will form a team of about 7 to make sure the projects are very high quality and very well done. Each team of 7 students also has 2 executive partner coaches and a faculty advisor so that we can ensure the company the greatest product in terms of the problem solving in the field consultancy. So it's a wonderful way to really round out an experiential learning opportunity. In addition, for anyone interested in finance, we also run a year-long student-managed investment fund called the Batten Fund. That fund is now valued at well over $2 million, and it's an opportunity for our students to manage an investment portfolio for the entire second year of their MBA journey. Batten Fund is a really unique opportunity as well. And then after the completion of year 2, our students go on and they graduate, but they are forever a member of the very prestigious William and Mary Alumni Network. Victoria, I was so happy that you mentioned our second oldest next to Harvard status. In fact, we are the second oldest in the United States and the first in terms of public education. We also are considered a public Ivy League institution. So again, the thing that you are absolutely guaranteed at William and Mary is the best faculty in the country delivering an Ivy League caliber education here at William and Mary. And we really do work with our students and their alumni status. We bring them back when they are senior in their careers to speak as executive in residence. They help us in MBA recruitment, and they are the biggest champions for hiring William and Mary MBAs in the future. So this is a fabulous program, and I hope that each and every one of you will give us serious consideration as you're considering applying for Fulbright and also looking for the right MBA fit in the United States. Natalia and Mario will tell you that I don't go away after you come to William and Mary. Our team tries to stay very active in your learning experience. So we're fully here to support you throughout the 2 years, and we look forward to partnering with you through this journey. I have the highest hopes of traveling to Spain sometime in the early summer, so I will continue to coordinate with Victoria and Linnea, and hopefully we can have a wonderful MBA reception in Spain sometime in the early summer. But I thank you all for allowing me an opportunity to introduce William and Mary. And Linnea or Victoria, I'll pass it back to you to introduce the students.
Thank you very much, Amanda. That's been wonderful. I think if anyone who is listening was not convinced about how wonderful this opportunity is, they must be now, absolutely. And we still have our very important contribution from our previous awardees, now current students at William Mary. So I think we will begin with Natalia, who is already in her second year there. And you can introduce yourself, Natalia.
Thank you, Victoria. And thank you, Amanda, for your wonderful introduction about the program. Hi, everyone. I'm Natalia. And as Amanda, Victoria have already said, I am a second year student here at William and Mary. So I think, and Mario and I were putting together a few slides and pictures to share you a little more about our experiences and the way we've thought about it, because Amanda already went and she did a very good job on explaining how the academics work for the program and more or less the timing, like the summer internship, which I will tell you more about my experience. And I just want to highlight that let us know if you have any further questions. For instance, in my case, I just want to say I didn't do the file consultancy program, but I am doing the investment portfolio, the Batten Fund. So if you had any further questions, please don't feel free to reach out to me. Also, a little bit of my background before I came to William & Mary. I worked for 2 years at Deloitte back in Spain. I am from Pamplona. And so I was working there as a financial advisor. And so my background was in finance. And with the MBA, I am still utilizing it to keep with my career in finance. And that's why I also chose the finance specialization in the second year that Amanda was speaking about, the career acceleration model. So I already took the finance one, which is awesome. There's an amazing professor for that career acceleration model. So if you are interested in finance, want to also highlight how there are very good faculty members in the finance world at William & Mary. And so let me see, I'm gonna share my screen to tell you, can I? Okay, yes, where is it? If I find my, here, okay. So not this, okay, this is Maria. Are you guys, okay, you watching it? So, well, I'm gonna start talking about my summer internship experience and want to highlight that the Career Management Center and the EPs were of a lot of help for me to get to my internship. And as Amanda was saying, I used the help of some of the EPs to prepare for my interviews, especially since Mattel is a very marketing-oriented company. Even if I was doing finance, but Rick Spatz, which is one of the APs, was very helpful with me to give me the tools and good recommendations on how to better do an interview for this type of company. And so I have a lot to thank them for the help. And here again, you have all those resources, and it depends on you how much advantage you want to take of them. So you need to be proactive on reaching out and not limiting yourself to just be in contact with your EPs, the ones who were assigned to you since the beginning. I am still in touch with my 2 EPs. I talk to them a lot, but I have also built relationships with other EPs who have been very helpful. And so, as Amanda already anticipated, I did my summer internship at Mattel, this toys company. They have Hot Wheels, Barbie, Uno, a lot of fun brands that I think we all know. And so I did it in LA, in Los Angeles. So this also brings you an opportunity to, while you are in the US that summer, depending on where you find your internship, to live in a different part of the country, which is something that I was very excited about because I was very far from where I am right now, but I also got to explore the West Coast, and it was wonderful. I worked in the finance department, and the picture that you can see there, it's all the MBA interns. So we were a cohort of around 35 MBA interns from very good schools everywhere in the US, and so I built a lot of relationships, as Amanda was saying. I also realized how well prepared I was for my internship thanks to the program. And then to the right of the picture, that's just a team of interns. So I really liked about it that we were partnered with other interns from the marketing area, human resources, operations, and we worked on a team project. So that way, even if on my day-to-day, I was working within finance, with a finance department, I also got to see other aspects of the company, and I could see a bigger picture of how Mattel is, and it was an amazing experience. And I want to highlight that the process to find an internship is a little hard. You have to work hard, and especially as an international student, but because of the William & Mary prestige, and if you work hard I'm sure it's easy to find amazing opportunities as I did. A lot of my classmates did. I have classmates that interned for Google, a lot of them for Microsoft, Amazon, all these big companies, in case you are interested. And so I wanted to also share, because we are Spanish, and we need to also know how's the social life here, how the events, the fun part. So here, I want to start with the bottom left. So just read Prospanica 2022. That's one of the experiences that Amanda was saying, that there are some career fairs that the school encourages you to attend. And this one was for Hispanic and Latino especially. And so it was very useful for us as Spanish. But in that picture, you can see a few of them were not Spanish, Hispanic or Latinos, but still it was a great opportunity. And this was in Nueva Orleans, back in November. And so those career fairs help you to network. It's also a great experience for me. I remember last year I went to Chicago for another conference. It's just an amazing opportunity to for you to get there, be brave, to talk to very different people and network, which is something that I was not as used coming from Spain. I think in the US it's very important to network, so just wanna highlight that. And then that's on the top, it's Mario, who will speak soon. Mario, Carlos, who is another Spanish student from my class, and me. And so we were representing Spain at a global culture night event that we usually do every year here. And it's just an amazing, because as Amanda said, there are people from very different countries in our program. So it's volunteer, but you can volunteer to represent your country. And so last year we did a stand-up, so we were talking about 10 myths about Spain. So we were saying that to all our classmates. And then people from Nigeria and Ghana, they represented a Nigerian wedding. And then our Indian classmates were dancing. And we had people from Indonesia, Japan, and it's just amazing how you learn from other cultures and you have an opportunity to share more about your culture. And then the events to the pictures to the right are other events. So we have a lot of clubs and committees. I'm the representative of the Women in Leadership Club here at William & Mary. So the one at the bottom is a painting event that we hosted, the William & Mary, the Women in Leadership Club hosted a month ago, where we just sat together to have one of our classmates led a painting session, and it was just a lot of fun and an opportunity to build community in our cohort, because we are small classes, as Amanda said, and you get to know everyone. But it's also what would you try as a second year student? We are trying to also build our relationships with our first year classmates, so Mario's class. And the one at the top is another event that we planned at the beginning of the year. So there's a lot of fun things aside to the school and academics, which is a very important part, but also wanted to show you a little bit more about how's life here at William & Mary. And so with that, I think I'm gonna pass it to Mario, and he will share more about his experience. And he was also lucky to be able to participate in one of the enrichment seminars that Fulbright brings us the opportunity to do. So he'll tell you more about that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Natalia, for that beautiful introduction. Thank you, Amanda. I second and confirm everything you said about William & Mary and the experience here. And Victoria and Linnea, I hope everyone knows how prestigious the Fulbright program is in the US and outside the US. Everyone I talk to about here in America, and I tell them I'm a Fulbrighter, they all look at me in astonishment, and they're all proud of me representing my country here in the United States. And I think it will be reflected in one of the enrichment seminars that I will talk to you guys about. But I would like to walk you through what was my experience before coming to the US once I was accepted the Fulbright scholarship, because I think the motto of this program, Más que una beca, I think it perfectly reflects what being a Fulbrighter is about. And I remember getting my yes from Fulbright in June 2021, and I didn't come to the US till August 2023. So that may seem a little long for some people, but for me, it was one of the most beautiful times in my life, because you know you're going to come here, you're preparing for it, but you're preparing, you know that you're coming to William & Mary to join the MBA class of 2024. So there's no uncertainty around what schools should I apply to. You know you're coming here, and you know you're going to be joining an excellent program. So that takes a lot of pressure out of your shoulders. And knowing that you're going to be one of the two lucky ones, because at the moment there's one person from Fulbright Spain and one person from Fulbright Amid East, which is the Middle East organization in the program. You're going to be a very extremely lucky person. That takes a lot of pressure from you. And I remember meeting Amanda Barth back in February in London, and I met her with Josh. And going back to how important William & Mary's connections are, a person from an alumni from William & Mary from back in the 80s, I think his name was David. He now owns a franchise of cinemas all around the UK. He was joining us in this beautiful dinner that we were having at a very nice hotel by Hyde Park. So that was already the first impact that I got from what being a student of William & Mary was going to be like, but also being part of this beautiful program. And I remember that a month later, I met the William & Mary MBA class of 2022 in Madrid in one of the global immersions that they make every year. This year, they're going to Austria and Germany, but in different years, they've been to Vietnam, they've been to a lot of different countries. And getting to know people that I was essentially going to be surrounded by in the future years, it gave me a good impression of what this experience was going to be like. And so, yeah, this is my class. This is the class of 2024. There is, I think, 108 of us. And you can see just by looking at people how diverse this environment is. But I can promise you, I've never seen or been anywhere like this before. From the moment you walk into the business school, the walls, everything, the attention to detail, everything is pristine. It feels like we're just like using it for the first time every single day. The care, the love everyone here puts into the facilities, the security that you breathe and live everywhere. You can leave your phone at the gym. You can leave your stuff in the lockers. No one's going to take anything from you. It's just like a perfect community, especially in Williamsburg. Talking to some of my classmates from the US, when I tell them how impressed I am of the US, and because this is my first experience here, living in America. I spent the summer in San Francisco, but I had never lived in America for more than 2 months. They sometimes look at me and say, okay, Williamsburg is probably not the best or the most representative reflection of the US. There's different areas, but the community here, people come here to retire and live a happy life. People, there's no crime. It's just idyllic. It's perfect. So it gives you that sense of tranquility, and it makes everything a lot easier. So being in Williamsburg, I felt a lucky person within a lucky group of people that is the Fulbright program. So if Natalia, if you can go to the next slide, I would like to talk to you guys about one of the enrichment seminars. This time we went to Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville is known as the capital of music. And I'm not very familiar with country music, as you may imagine already, but just getting to know these artists, being surrounded by 100 people from more than 50 different countries. I met a guy from Benin. I don't know if you are familiar with the country, but it's near Togo and Ghana. And if I'm honest with you, I didn't know anything about Benin. But you're going to meet people from everywhere, and you're not just going to meet like a random person. The people you're going to meet, you're going to build a relationship with them for life. So I also, if you see the person on the left picture that is right next to me, that is wearing a black jacket, that is Carlos. And I think I consider Carlos one of my best friends. And we met a year and a half ago, thanks to this program, but I'm sure we're going to be friends. We're going to be friends for life. So you are not only coming to a fantastic school, one of the top schools in the country that is highly regarded everywhere. When I went to New York City and I was telling them, oh, I'm an MBA at William & Mary. Oh, William & Mary is a very, very good school, especially if you join the business school. I don't know if you know this, but undergraduate students, when they come to William & Mary, they need very high grades. But even once they are in William & Mary, they need to apply to the business school. And not everyone gets accepted. So you're not only experiencing the positive part of being in William & Mary, but you're being at the business school, at Raymond Mason School of Business. So I think this is something we all benefit from, and no one could deny or reject this opportunity. And now I'm not sure if Victoria or Linnea want to talk a little bit more about it.
So thank you very much, Mario and Natalia. That was awesome, really. And I am very jealous that I cannot take this opportunity any longer. But well, I am sure that there will be a lot of Spaniards who will realize how wonderful this is and will apply to this program. So I think this is our presentation. Now we open up the question and answer part of the session. Please go ahead and ask whatever is in your minds.
And although the chat is not available, you should go to the pregunta y respuesta section, and there you can ask. Or maybe the information was so clear that there's no doubts, no questions. That's fine too.
A ver, seguro que alguno tenéis dudas. Aprovechad porque tenéis en este momento a representantes oficiales, institucionales de William & Mary, también a Natalia y a Mario, que están viviendo la experiencia y que os pueden contar mucho más de lo que es el punto de vista que tenían ellos cuando estaban en vuestro lugar, planteando si solicitar la beca, no solicitar la beca. Aprovechad. Okay. Teresa asks, is it possible to apply more than once? If you don't get chosen on the first year, can you apply the second year?
Can I answer this one?
Yes.
I want to answer it because I was one of the ones who applied once, didn't get it the first time. I got to the final round, but was finally on the wait list, and I tried again the next year, and here I am. So yes, I would encourage you to try and not give up, because hopefully you get it the first time, but it's a very competitive program and process. So if that's what you want to do, definitely keep trying.
Yeah, that's right. Every year we get people that get waitlisted or that just don't get the grant, but we can share with you the comments from the selection committee, telling you what has been a bit weaker in your application or in your defense in your application. And if you correct that, you can get the grant. We have had a grantee who got it at the 4th try. I mean, I understand that's a bit too much to ask for anyone, but it's there. It's not bad to continue trying.
Okay, let's go to the second question from Sonia. She says, what qualities are needed to take this MBA?
Hola, Sonia. I'll be happy to answer that one. And I see your next question. I think you're asking about what we're looking for. In terms of work experience, it doesn't matter what you're doing professionally. Business can be applied, and an MBA can be applied to almost any industry out there. After doing this for so long, for 15 years, I now see that the value of an MBA is so strong, and it is applicable to almost anything. Many of our students come in with an undergraduate in engineering or a specialization in information technology. And when they add the MBA, that gives them the credentials to move up in the tech sector or a tech company. I know that Natalia mentioned several of her classmates went on to do internships at places like Google and Amazon and Microsoft, and that's true, but the tech sector needs strong business minds for problem solving, for strategy, and to even run the finances. So an MBA is really applicable to anything. And in terms of coming into the program, you can come into the program without quantitative experience. We provide a pre-MBA accounting and quantitative tools bootcamp to start to teach you some of the business math that you'll need for the program. But Mario and Natalia will tell you their classmates come from all over. So there are people that have worked in banking. There are people from the military. There are people from education sector, really all over. But it's about taking the MBA and applying the skill set to the business world in the future. And STEM, it's really an opportunity to promote science, technology, engineering, and math jobs in the United States and around the world. In society today, a lot of the business jobs are going to be focused on those areas, and that's why we call them STEM areas. And business schools are trying to make sure that they're satisfying the need for companies in science, technology, engineering, and math with a business twist. So that's why we're working in STEM. I hope that helps. Linnea, I'll pass it back to you for the next question.
Great, thank you. Yeah, wonderful. Let's go to the next question. Maria says, this is for Natalia and Mario. ¿Qué objetivo llevabais en mente para ir a esta beca?
Bueno, yo me había informado ya sobre lo que es un... I hope you don't mind, Amanda, if I reply to this in Spanish. Okay, perfect. Yo me había informado ya sobre lo que era un MBA. Quería adaptar este MBA a lo que había estado haciendo antes. Yo tengo una agencia de viajes con mi hermano y con mi padre y he trabajado un poco en marketing en el Reino Unido y quería dar un salto y reorientar un poco mi carrera, y con este MBA lo bueno es que te puedes especializar un poco en lo que quieras. Puedes coger finanzas, análisis de datos, supply chain, lo que ha estado comentando Amanda antes. Y no solo académicamente, sino la experiencia de hacer un MBA en Estados Unidos es algo que no se puede describir con palabras hasta que lo vives. El entorno que te rodea, la comunidad de William & Mary, el estar aquí en Williamsburg rodeado de los EPs, uno de mis executive partners, que se llama Chris Plan, bueno, vendió una parte de su empresa por muchísimo dinero. Tiene una sabiduría y un conocimiento que no he encontrado en prácticamente ninguna otra persona con la que he hablado. He conocido a gente aquí que jamás podría haber imaginado haber conocido. Rick Spatz, que hablaba Natalia, que le ayudó con su entrevista. Me fui a tomar un café con él y me ofreció un trabajo. De verdad que no se puede describir y tangibilizar una experiencia que va muchísimo más allá de algo que cualquier persona se puede imaginar. No sé si Natalia seguramente tendrá algo que añadir, pero para mí fue reorientar mi carrera y buscar una transformación.
Sí, yo creo que Mario tiene mucha razón en lo que ha dicho. Para un poco como para añadir algo más, yo es cierto que sigo un poco en el camino de finance, pero el tipo de enseñanza y de skills que también he desarrollado gracias al MBA van más allá de lo que yo podría haber adquirido en España o estaba adquiriendo con mi trabajo, y creo que un MBA como en Estados Unidos no hay otro sitio. Para mí la experiencia está siendo maravillosa. Y luego en el tema interpersonal skills o soft skills o networking, yo creo que eso he aprendido muchísimo, y porque yo creo que la enseñanza en España es muy buena en las universidades españolas, pero al menos mi experiencia fue mucho más teórica, pues eso, he aprendido mucho técnicamente hablando, pero nunca he sido capaz de desarrollar habilidades de cómo comunicarme mejor, de liderazgo, de trabajo en equipo. Y eso, el MBA, el trabajo en equipo es muy importante, y aprendes mucho de trabajar en equipo, de entender cómo trabajar con personas muy diferentes a ti y adaptarte. Entonces, creo que eso el MBA nos lo ofrece, y es una oportunidad muy buena.
Perfecto. Teresa is asking, do you live on campus? Rent an apartment? Did you manage it, or did the Fulbright team help you to look for accommodation?
Yeah. Well, Mario, we both live off campus, and we can live pretty close to each other, and so we rent a house. I share it with two other of my MBA classmates, and Mario is sharing it with one of his classmates, I think, and then someone else. Fulbright. So this is something that you do by yourself, but this being said, Fulbright, as soon as you get the scholarship, they connect you to the former MBA, like Fulbright. So in Mario's case, they connected him to me and to Inés, which for me was my the second year Spanish MBA student. So I connected with her, and she helped me find with where to live, what is a good area, or where is close to campus. None of us have a car, so that's an important thing to be aware of in the US. So we have a bike, Mario has a scooter, and so we live close to campus, and you manage it yourself, but you have admissions help, and then Fulbright connects you to people so that they can help you make it if the process is easier.
Yeah, they make the process a lot easier for you compared to other international students that come here and not knowing anyone. I live with one of my classmates, and Natalia said, but also with a law school student. And that living off campus, being able to share a house with different people, not just MBA students, I think it helps broaden your horizons. I know about BAR, about the LSAT that you have to take when you want to apply to law school. I know about a lot of different things that I didn't even know they existed. So living off campus, on campus, there's the Gradplex. Maybe you can stay there. It's by the law school, but I think for us, for the business school students, I think it's better to live off campus. That said, Williamsburg's small, and it's not like you're not gonna go to a city where everything's so spread out. Everything you need a car for everything. I have an electrical scooter. Natalia has a bike, as she said, and we go through town and perfectly. So there's no problem.
Thank you. The next question is from Pablo. He says, I have studied industrial engineering and I would like to know how important are grades to be admitted into the program, or if there are more important aspects that are taken into account.
Thank you so much, Linnea. Pablo, I'll take this one. First of all, you are an industrial engineer, which is very difficult. So I don't expect your grades to be perfect because that's a challenging area of study. We look at where you went to university, what you studied, and also your grades. But then the more work experience you have, the less focus we start to put on only the grades. So it is a combination. We're really looking, we use the word holistic evaluation. We're taking everything into consideration. That might be a different response from Victoria for Fulbright and what their grade cutoff is, but that would be my answer. Victoria or Linnea?
A ver, considering the grant part, it's true that we make a preselection based on the grado, okay? En tu caso, grado en ingeniería industrial, supongo que es, por cada año todas las ingenierías son grados, okay? So the thing is that we divide all the candidates by discipline. So you are competing only to other engineers. So it's not the same that if you are competing with someone from the humanities, that usually the average degree, the average grade is higher. No? So usually it's it's about 7.5 that we don't ask. It depends on the candidates each year who more or less make the cut there. Okay. But if you are not sure, you can always write to us, okay? And we will let you know about your chances, really.
Exactly. And you can always write to informacion@fulbright.es, or if it's specific questions about the convocatoria, you could write to registro@fulbright.es. I'm going to put those in the chat as well.
Yeah. But you have to open up the chat for that.
That I do. Well, I think I can write in the chat.
Yeah, but I think it's only
I can.
Host and co-hosts right now.
Right.
Okay, so Andres is saying that she's going to finish college this year. Is it a good idea to apply, or is it better to have some experience like Natalia, who worked at Deloitte? Is it valued during the process? I think this is for you, Amanda, too.
Yeah, thank you so much, Andres, and congratulations, felicitaciones on graduating this year. That's wonderful. I do think it's best to have a little bit of professional work experience. We like to see approximately 2 años. So if you have the opportunity to go and work for a little bit of time, and the reason is that when you're in graduate school, every class session is based on what you've experienced in the working world. So Natalia and Mario are in with classmates who've been working for a little bit of time, and all of the conversations, when I was at Deloitte in Spain, this is what I experienced. So we do appreciate your work experience. And I think because this is one of our high scholarship awards, we want you to be able to lead and to contribute in the classroom. So 1 or 2 years of experience is really good, a great start. And I think that'll make you more competitive for Fulbright as well.
Yeah, correct. So Teresa is asking, what do you think made you highlight to be the chosen one among all the applicants to this scholarship? Do you have any recommendation for the application process? Tricky question.
Mario, well, okay, that's a good question. I maybe you should ask Victoria or Lina why we were chosen. But what I want to say about my experience, I think in your application process is very important that you know, like you have a goal and you know, like how this MBA program is gonna benefit you. Why is the reason you are the right person to go and get granted or like get awarded this scholarship to get this MBA, because there's nothing else, or like this is very important for your career based on what your goals are for the future. So it's very important to have a compelling and like a statement of purpose that makes sense. And then I'd say for me, I don't know what made me, but I understand that the difference from my first interviews and then the year after, I had that working experience at Deloitte for a year, and I think that was not just because I had worked. They didn't care much about like that I had worked for a year, but more of how I changed in 1 year, because that working experience brought me. I learned from. I grew up in a year, and where I was able to maybe communicate what I wanted to do better, or had on my mind things more clear after that working experience, and like seeing how the professional world worked. So this being said, I don't know, that's what I think could have made Fulbright choose me among other candidates, but I don't know.
Yeah, I loved what Natalia said, and I would like to emphasize on the make sure it makes sense and you are the person that not deserves it the most, but that is going to take advantage of this opportunity the most. Make sure you let them know that you're going to give your 110%, that you are appreciated of the impact this can have on you, but not also on you, but on the world. And at the end of the day, Fulbright is about connecting people and connecting nations. And I think they value someone that maybe speaks different languages or has done cultural immersions. These things, and if you've done them, I would make sure I include them in the either statement of purpose or the application form.
Yeah, if I may add something, specifically with the MBAs, we may usually find a profile that it's very much like what this is going to make for me, what I am going to gain with this for me. Fulbright is not only a scholarship program. Fulbright is a program that tries to build societies, tries to build connections. As Amanda mentioned before, for us, ethics is very important. Having a social impact is very important. That's why we have this relationship with William and Mary, because it's not just an MBA program. It's an MBA program with a social interest, let's say. Okay, so that's also important, that you really convince the selection committee that this is not only about you, it's also about what you can do for the society, because you are getting this scholarship and this marvelous opportunity to complete this MBA. That's important.
And during your application process, when you fill out that first online application, you have the section that's called Proyecto de la Beca, and there is where you are going to really want to outline who you are, why you are the best candidate out of everybody for this specific program, and really why it's important to you. And that passion and that reason of why you do what you do is then transmitted. And of course, then later, if you pass on to the interviews, and that section, that same real meaning behind it is so important to portray. And that's always something that we really look for, the selection committee really looks for. There have been a few selection committees that have said, you know, I'm not even sure if this person really wants the scholarship. They're just talking like, oh, well, it would be nice. No, you have to really show why this is going to not only change your life, but change the lives that you impact, thanks to Fulbright and thanks to William and Mary and these connections that you will make. More questions?
One, two. Nothing else?
I think you've all done a great job answering them. Thank you so much for including us at William and Mary.
Of course. I mean, this is your grant in the end.
Yes.
We're honored to host it. We are honored to host it.
Yeah. Thank you all for coming today, and thank you for your interest in this opportunity, in this beca. We hope to see you soon. We hope to see your applications and to meet you.
Exactly.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you, everyone.
Muchas gracias a todos. Buenas tardes.